in this episode. You see, I'd really like to get it into good shape and, Hello everybody and welcome to the Garage 54 Detailing Center channel, and you're watching a video series that we call Laundering. The premise is very simple. With a bit of help from our viewers and subscribers, we choose the filthiest cars that we can find in Novosibirsk and in Novosibirsk province. The main point of focus being the interior of the car, as in doing some detailing work in the cabin and giving it a deep clean. So we went through a ton of options sent in by people who live in Novosibirsk and by our subscribers. We picked the car that we felt was the most suitable. It's owned by a dude named Dennis from Kalovan. So he sent us a few pictures of his car, and it looked like a 2107 series Lada to us. The car is dirty since it hasn't been driven for a while. What's peculiar about this example is that it was made for sale in Britain, meaning that it's right-hand drive. Judging by the photos, we could tell that this is exactly what we were looking for. It is incredibly dirty. So we reached out to Dennis, and right now we're getting ready to go pay him a visit. He's already waiting for us. Time to head out. Okay, so we've come to pay our friend Dennis a visit, and to pick up his Lada. Yeah, what's up? Hello, Dennis, how you doing? Yeah, hello. I'm calling you on behalf of Garage 54. We've made it to your place, so you're welcome to come out and greet us. Yeah, sure, just give me 5 minutes. No problem. Isn't the weather just lovely? We picked the perfect time. Check out who's guarding him. And there he is. Good morning. Top of the morning. I'm Roman. Dennis. So as you know, we're from Garage 54, and we've come here to pick up your car. Want to show us what you got? That's a pretty impressive fleet you've got there. Want to maybe tell us about the origin of these cars? It so happened that I had a bunch of cars while I was living in the city. I brought all of them with me when I moved out here. I simply don't have the time to attend to them. So I take it they've been sitting here for a while now, huh? Judging by that thick layer of dust. Some have been here for at least 5 years. Okay guys, so we've come to Dennis to scoop up the car that we laid our eyes on. He's telling us that he's got a bunch of them in here and that we can feel free to choose whichever one we want, but we've already got our sights set on that UK market Lada, which we still have to get out of here somehow. Tell us a bit about your car, about how you acquired it, when was it made, where did it come from, and how it wound up in your hands. The car was made back in 1990. It was actually a dream of mine to buy a right-hand drive Lada. I spent 3 years looking specifically for a car that wasn't converted. You see, a lot of the cars that were imported back to Russia, they were reverted back to left-hand drive, but I wanted one with the wheel on the right. So what you've got there is basically a one-of-a-kind car, isn't it? Are there any other right-hand drive Ladas in Novosibirsk? I'm pretty sure that there used to be, and that not all of them have been destroyed. As for this one, I bought it in the city of Krasnodar, back in 2017. I had it delivered here from Krasnodar on a truck, and I was actually thinking to start working on it this year. But this year there were just too many other things for me to do. And so it just sat here. I did begin to source a few parts for it here and there, but I still haven't gotten around to doing anything. But then I saw your contest, and I'm like, I should take part. Show the car at least some love. You know what? Yeah, it's pretty cool that you decided to take part in our video series. Much appreciated. So we're gonna do our very best to give this car the treatment it deserves. Give it a good clean. Can we give it a quick inspection? Yeah, of course. This is actually my very first time sitting in a Lada where the steering wheel is on the right. Yeah, you can already see a bit of corrosion happening on the outside. I'm pretty sure the clear coat is long gone. It's definitely been repaired. But the interior is actually looking pretty good. We can work with that. We'll do a deep clean. We'll take it all apart and at least try to restore the plastic, like piece by piece. We'll do a thorough job. Okay, so given that Dennis has got a bunch of cars parked in here, and the Lada is located pretty deep inside, now we're gonna try to get it out of here, and have a more careful look at it in the daylight. Keep going. Okay, so me and Dennis have decided to go for a test drive. Since the car has been sitting for a while, turns out he's worried about us, about whether we'll be able to make it back to home base without any issues. Shall we? When was the last time this was taken out for a proper drive? Last time? That was back in 2019, in the autumn. You know what? It seems to be quite happy, actually. No immediately apparent issues to report that would warrant being concerned. The engine's running pretty smoothly. Most importantly, the brakes work. Here are all the papers. We'll fix that, don't worry. I guess we'll call you then, Dennis. Yeah, cool, I'm curious to see what comes out of this, to see the end result of your efforts. So as soon as we're done with the car, we're gonna give you a call, okay? You can stop on by and pick it up. By that time, we're gonna get it all nice and clean for you.
Приятно.
Спасибо тебе.
It's quite a peppy little Lada. The steering wheel being on the right doesn't seem that inconvenient. That said, this is pretty unusual. This is my first time driving in a Russian car with the steering wheel on the right. This does feel pretty weird. But nonetheless, it is pretty fun. I was actually expecting that to be more difficult, but that was okay as a matter of fact. We made it back without any trouble, though the brakes did seem to be a bit lacking, but no biggie. Okay, so first we get a bit of rest, and then we begin work on the car. So we bring it in, and then we start to tear it apart and clean it. Me wearing a white jacket is not an accident. We're going to be using it to gauge how dirty the car is on the inside. That's after taking the car out for a drive and then bringing it back in here. And now it's time for me to get into my work clothes and begin giving this car a deep, thorough clean. Let's get started. So we've removed the seats, and yes, they are dirty and dusty, which is pretty easy to see actually. But given how old the car is, they're actually in pretty decent shape. So let's go ahead and give them a deep clean, get them into more or less decent shape. We'll show you the result once we're done. We'll begin by going over everything with a vacuum cleaner. We'll go ahead and collect any dirt, any trash that we find. We've got a few coins lying around. And after that, we whip out a few paint brushes, which we'll be using for the tight spots, to get all of the dust and dirt out of there. And then, working our way from the top to the bottom, we start cleaning and see what sort of result we end up with. Okay, so we've cleaned the floor using a vacuum, brushed up the dashboard, and now it's time to tend to the headliner. We start by mixing a water emulsion compound. In order to clean the headliner, we're gonna need a rotary brush, so yeah, we'll go ahead and use that to clean the headliner. Then we do an inspection and decide whether we need to give it a once-over with a tornadoer. Okay guys, so we've finished cleaning the Lada. We've already met up with Dennis so that we can hand over the car, but he has yet to look into the interior. Hey Dennis. Hello. Perhaps you'd like to go have a look and see what we've done to your car. Yeah, that'd be cool. The interior is now in top shape. We've given everything a deep, thorough, and comprehensive clean. Up front, on the outside. We'll just let the owner open it and enjoy the view. Yeah. It's nice and clean. The car definitely deserves it. I also agree with the thought that this car deserves the very best. Anyway, Dennis, so what's going to be happening to the car next? You gonna park it in the far corner again? Like in your garage, or do you plan to... You know, I might just drive it all through the winter, and then closer to the summer, I'll start getting this thing fixed. I might even start sooner than that. I still haven't thought about it. You see, I'd really like to get it into good shape and make it look nice, spray on some paint, and just drive around in it. Enjoy it, am I right? Yeah, I want to enjoy it. If you intend to drive this thing in the winter, I'd really suggest you bleed the brakes. I mean, seriously, they're barely even working. At some points, things would get downright sketchy. I had to keep a huge distance between me and other cars. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna argue with you there. Enjoy it. We actually took pleasure in getting this massive of a job done. So thank you. No, thank you. Much appreciated. I'm gonna enjoy driving it. These guys have a great car wash, I highly recommend them. Okay guys, so we finished working on that Lada. That was the first car we did as part of our laundering video series. Subscribe to our channel, hit the like button. Go ahead and write us, give us a call. Stop on by to visit our awesome car wash and detailing center. See ya!